Blog Talk Radio.
It's a new thing that's sweeping the land when you don't know which way to go. The answer is Jesus and Elevation Radio.
God bless you. This is Elevation Radio 1, and I'm your host, Pastor Steve, the Music Man Turner, and we thank you for taking the journey with us. This is the program that spotlights positive people doing positive work while serving a positive God whose name is Jesus. This is his season. God bless you. This program is also done in the memory and the honor of God and in the memory of my late lovely wife, First Lady Leora Queen Turner, who helped me to be the co-founder of this great program, Elevation Radio 1. Our subject matter today is spiritual layaways. Spiritual layaways. You know, black folk know about this, layaway. Is society leaving an inheritance for children? Oh, my goodness. Are we in society leaving an inheritance for our children? Proverbs 13 and 22 says a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. That means your grandkids. And the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just. Yes, indeed. In our school systems today, there is chaos, turmoil, and an air of arrogancy. Yeah. Mistreating and not teaching the curriculum that students need to be successful. I may give him a title, Sir Lamar Callahan. Yeah. CEO, influencer, and educator, founder of Tutors for You, a global nonprofit that is fully invested in American education and for the black youth and for every youth. Let's tune in to hear what he has to say. God bless you. Dr. Callahan, how are you, sir?
Doctor, I'm not a doctor, but I am blessed. Thank you for having us. I am fantastic. Lamar Callahan. I am Lamar Callahan, founder of African Supporting Africans Corp. And our online business or online tutoring service is tutorsforyou.org. And that's tutors for you, spelled out FOR, for you.org. Now, I myself am a former Boy Scout. I am a U.S. Air Force veteran, and I'm a former stockbroker. But my calling at this point in my life is to, or has been, to start this nonprofit. And part of this nonprofit has been to reach out to other people. Excuse me. And part of this reaching out is to help other people. For me, it's part of a prayer that I have, and that is, Dear Father, please bless me to be the person you want me to be, to do the things that you want me to do, say, and act the way that you would have me to be. And I woke up one day, and it was, Lamar, I want you to start a nonprofit. And through that prayer, we have this nonprofit. And if you come to our website, you will see our logo and a poem next to it. And the poem describes the logo, because we have a very interesting logo, which means that all of us are from the continent. And it's not just for people of African descent or black people, but it's for those people of the world. And you'll notice that in the poem, in fact, let me just read the poem to you so you know what I'm talking about. It's called The Meaning. The African continent, birthplace of humanity. The Ankh, symbol of life. The colors, shades of humanity. The dove, human spirit. The fingers, humanity. The glow, bringing a new light to service. The hands, supporting humanity. The olive branch, peace. The red rose, love. The red tear, slavery. The white rose, purity. And what I mean by this poem is that we all come from the continent. and that's the birthplace of humanity. We're all humans. And if we can get past the color lines and realize that we all are humans, then we can start working together. And with that working together, we can have a new light towards service. And with that new light, then the human spirit itself can soar. And in that soaring, we will have peace, love, and purity. And that is what our logo stands for. But the concept of Tutors for You is education itself is very expensive. And for a family that is needing to get a tutor, well, right now, you're looking to spend $30 to $300. Not every family can afford that. And that breaks the family budget for a lot of different families. So what I've come up with the grace of God, is to bring the cost down to $5, which is an amount that most families can afford.
Hold on a second, sir. What did you just say? Say it again.
The cost of our tutoring program is simply $5 an hour.
That's unheard of. Radical.
Yes.
I love it.
Simply $5 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Yes, $5.
Well, that's amazing. You are.
And we don't skip on the tutors. Our tutors are actually teachers from the classroom.
Oh, certified.
So you're getting certified teachers on average 10 years of service in the classroom. We have teachers that have been in the classroom for 30 years. We currently have 10 teachers that have a PhD, and we have teachers from all over the world.
International.
So yes, sir.
I got to stop you right there, sir, because I almost passed out hearing what you just said. And you're just one man with a vision from Christ. We have here, and I'm going to focus. I know you're global, but we have here a crisis, an epidemic here in this city, Baltimore City, where the Baltimore City Public Schools has a hold on to your hat now, a $1.9 billion budget. They are under the Department of Education. We have 156 schools, 16 high schools, and 37 elementary schools. And basically, it's a mess. Frankly, it's a mess. The school CEO, who has been here for 8 years, one of the highest paid city employee, over $400,000 a year with perks and all that she gets, for doing nothing, for tearing up the school. We have 7 kids that have been shot outside of school where they should have been in the school, and the daytime during school time, shot and killed.
Yes, sir.
There's violence here. They don't even want to give the school police guns, and they're outnumbered. They have guns, but they don't want to have them carrying it into school. Well, if someone comes in and does a Columbine, by the time they get back to the locker, everybody's dead. And so this is the nonsensical mindset that even the mayor, Brandon M. Scott, has awarded her for her work, which is basically nothing, tearing up the school. And we have the lowest English and math scores probably in the country. And so I guess I learned today in a meeting that the goal of city leaders who look like you and I is to actually diminish and reduce the city population by causing acts of frustration so that folks will leave. So when someone says on the news, I'm going to leave the city and I'm tired of the crime, I'm tired of the school system being the way it is, they're actually in City Hall and City Council rejoicing because that's what they are getting paid to do by the, oh my goodness, watch out, Callahan, by the white liberals who are paying their freight and telling them what to do, because they'll give them campaign money, and that's how you buy yourself a politician. That's how all the city politicians have been bought today. What's your feeling about that, sir?
Well, I'm a very political person, but as far as the corporation, I'm going to stay out of the political arena. I will say that as far as Tutors for You, we're here to help. And for each family that is having a problem with education, we are here to help. We have over 50 classes. So we're not just English, math, history, and science. It's not a positive thing when you have people over education that are making it hard for our children to learn. And that's my own personal view. But we should be making education easier for students to get an education, and as well as adults. We should understand that education is the key to a better lifestyle, to just a better way of life, and to have the ability to create wealth for future generations, which is what you spoke of earlier, for your children and your grandchildren. I think it's unfortunate for the selfishness, if that's what's happening, and I have to say it that way, that the government is damaging the lives of its citizens by not making it possible for the safety, security, and education of its citizens. But I would love to let people know, which I'm trying to do, is that we are here for the people of Baltimore as well as any student around the world. We are here for you. And it's simply coming to tutorsforyou.org, coming to our online classes and scrolling through and seeing the multitude of classes that we have for you. It's easy to pick on a class, see the schedule, book the class, pay for the class, and attend the class. It really is that simple. I'm not a tech guy, so I could not create a very technical website. But after you've paid your $5, you get an email that says you've registered for the class. You have a link. You attend the class, and it's just that straightforward.
It would be very, facilitatively easier here in this city if all the folks who are black in a majority African-American city had access to the digital, internet and things. But we have a huge digital divide, and most folks don't have access to that. I think it's probably on purpose. We've had some outbreaks of E. coli in our water system, and the genius of the downtown elite is to put it on a website, a social media site where most folks are not having access to. I guess it's kind of like the way things are done here is. Let me try it this way. I used to be in the police department. I applied for a sergeant's job, and they walked me down the hall to the interview, and then they told me along the way, we know we've already picked out the person for the sergeant's role. I said, what the heck am I doing here then? Oh, we got to go through the motions. So they went through the motions, putting the ad to warn about E. coli on something called Nextdoor, educator.com, where most folks couldn't have access to it anyway, so they could say, well, we did do something. This is the type of mentality and the arrogance that we have here per city council and the mayor, the mock mayor, I call him. So, if we have people with good intentions, because we like to, in city government here, we like to go outside of the city to bring in developers, to bring in new concepts and all that kind of stuff. So they could have went outside the city and found you. If your goal was to improve the school board and improve the effects of the students, you could have went outside and did research and found, like I found you, they could have found this situation, which is a great supplement to, since everything is basically falling apart. If you really wanted to do the right thing, you could have found you. And I challenge the mayor. Let me challenge him right now. I challenge him that if you want to save face, you have no possible clue of ever being reelected here unless you start turning this stuff around quickly. So if you want to turn around, I challenge you, I dare you, to contact tutorsforyou.org and offer to the students of Baltimore City these supplemental situations and help folks get computers so they can actually log in and save money. You talk about them saving money when you do the money thing for Baltimore at Poly, then here's an example of them saving money. What are you going to do about it? Talk, or are you going to do something about it? Go ahead, sir, Dr. Callahan.
No, I'm with you. I totally understand. I actually am in Florida. I'm in Tampa, Florida, so I am not in the local area. So if the system that you have is to go outside of the local area, well, I am outside of the local area.
There we go.
To reach us, our toll-free number is 833-599-7272, and our direct number, which is also good for WhatsApp for people that are out of the country, is +1 813-743-3273. So again, that's 813-743-3273 is our direct number.
Okay.
And that's the same number for WhatsApp for those people that are outside of the United States and Canada. And for those people that use our toll-free number, which is United States and Canada, it is 833-599-7272.
Okay.
And for those people,
yes, sir.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, for those people that don't have a computer, most people do have a phone, and you can look at our website on your phone and access the class.
That sounds fantastic, and I'm glad you said it repetitively and slower. And the reason why I'm so glad is because when it comes to city government downtown, they are very slow when it comes to doing things for the people. But if they're doing things for themselves, like voting themselves a pay raise or retirement and things of that nature, they do that quick. So thank you, sir.
Okay.
What kind of...
Well, we do have a class called Money 101.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir. It's a new class being taught by... Well, Money 101 is to be for those persons that don't really know how to deal with money. And that actually is a universal issue because most schools do not teach people how to deal with money. And so we have children that don't learn how to handle money. We have adults that don't know how to handle money. So the class is for both children as well as adults. And that brings me to let everybody know that the group that we're looking to help is kindergarten to 12th grade and higher. So if you did not get your high school diploma, we have Dr. V who does our GED classes. And we have several languages, so if there's a person that is going to another country, Africa, South America, the Philippines, Bengali, France, I said Africa. We have several languages there. They're going to Pakistan, Serbia. We have the languages for you.
Wow, that's heavy.
China. Yes. We have several languages for you. And even if you're a child looking to learn other languages. So it's not just a matter of English, math, history, and science. We have several classes for adult as well as children.
This is a full, comprehensive situation here. This is fantastic. This is a 5-star operation, sir.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question now. I'm being mischievous now, but before I go to commercial break. Dr. V, does he do any in-person? Oh, she. Okay. I stand corrected.
No problem.
No trouble. Dr. V, does she does she do in person? Can she be flown in to help out some of the other adults who have no clue about? Does she teach anything about how to negotiate contracts or how to appropriate grants and things of that nature? And the reason why I asked you that question.
I would have to reach out to her and ask her about that.
Okay.
I could talk to our PhD who handles our business class.
Oh, okay. Ask me why I asked that question.
I don't know the answer to that question. I'd have to ask.
Okay, but can you ask me why I asked that question?
Please let me know.
All right, let me help you. And because our mayor and our city council need to learn how to negotiate contracts, because they usually end up giving up the city and have one-sided agreements like they have with Comcast for the conduit that basically has allowed them to name their own price, do what they want to do, and the citizens have to pay for it. It's nonsense. So evidently has no business skills, no associating skills. And I'm just saying that we need politicians who also know how to do business not for themselves, but business for the populace that they are sworn, that they worried us to death about getting in office. And once you get in there, you can't just do what you want to do, because if we find out about it, you don't want to get back in. And so that's what I'm saying here. Before the city is totally destroyed, I pay for it myself. If they're willing, I'd pay for their classes, because I just want you to improve. It's fantastic.
Yes,
You've got everything that somebody could ever need. As a parent, should be happy with this. Uncles, cousins, aunties, students should be very happy with this. And it's fantastic. Yes.
I hope that people who are listening to this broadcast would remember this and tell their family and friends, go to church and talk to their ministers and their youth ministers and let them know that we are here for them, as well as the people on, outside of the U.S. We are here for you, and I want to help.
Fantastic.
I'll tell
you what you do. Tell you what, it will help you. Get somebody to compose a flyer, digital flyer, and send it to my email, elevationradio1@gmail.com, and I personally will put it everywhere that I can possibly send it to.
Yes, sir.
Because we have to support Black African American businesses, and that's important because it's only going to better our situation and for our youth. I did a program earlier today on the Coyote Man Network Godcast that talked about the state of affairs of black media. And it wasn't pretty at all. And I can only dare say the successful graduation ratio of black youth across America is not pretty. Because there's the dumbing down effect is on purpose, because they really want, they don't care if black folks are killed. They rejoice. When I used to be a police officer, I saw two European officers rejoicing at the death of a black man, slapping high fives. So somewhere in some boardroom, they're excited about the depopulation by any means necessary. And what the sadness is that officials that look like us are helping to kill us and giving them the green light to do it and taking money on the side for their extra work. You have a utopian attitude where everyone should be working together and being harmonious and all that. But in the real world of life here, when it comes to politics and things of this nature, and socioeconomic structures and classism and all that, one group thinks they're better than the other, and it's usually that group is not black folks. It's usually white folks. So we get second-rate education, second-rate water, second-rate funding, second-rate everything. But this, Tutors for You, is a first-rate, global, 5-star operation. And I say Godspeed to you, sir.
Thank you. Yes, we are a first-rate operation. We have no gimmicks. Everything is first-rate. We have an excellent website. We have excellent teachers or tutors. Our tutors are actual teachers, and I give them that respect by calling them teachers. So you're looking at a system where it's easy to sign up. The classes are right there. It's simply $5. It's not $5 in change, or there's not $5 in taxes. It's $5 per class for 1 hour. And you are looking at actual teachers. We have a page called Teacher Bios where you can actually see the teacher who's teaching the class and read about them in their own words, who they are. So you're not being thrown to the wolves and not knowing who the teacher is. So, and this is very important to me, and every parent that I've spoken to just found that this is a wonderful thing, so you know who the teacher is that's teaching your child. So
that's awesome.
I've spent a lot of time to think about both the parent as well as the teacher in this operation.
Awesome.
Yes.
Let me go to a commercial break here, sir. And
yes, sir.
We'll come back and talk to you some more, because this is life-altering, changing information that should be shared in the black community and should be shared to the officials that you voted for. Yeah, I want my child to be successful.
Thank you.
You seem to be standing in the way of that, so we need to get you out the way, or you need to wake up and start doing your job. I'm not talking to you, sir. I'm talking to overstuffed politicians. Let's go to the commercial break, and here we go. God bless you. Listen on Saturday, April 8th, 2 shows, 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. at the American Legion Hall, 125 York Road, Charleston, Maryland, 21204. BWT Productions presents a tribute to Sanford and Son, a stage play, a comedy written by comedian Howard G., directed by Sheila Gaston, who puts it, and starring Ricky Shackelford. Oh my goodness, it's going to be exciting. The program is almost all sold out. There may be a ticket left, 2 left. Give me a call at 1-410-302-2737. Or On the undercard will be the Coyote Man. At CMS TV Network. And yours truly, Pastor Steve, the music man, doing 5 minutes of undercard comedy. Oh, my goodness. Support me. And email me at pastorstevecomedy@gmail.com. And if you're looking to have events, I say call Tight Knit Events. Call Tight Knit Events at 443-655-7198. That's 443-655-7198. It's also known as Java Tight Knit. Selling out an event space. 4603 York Road. 4603 York Road, Baltimore, Maryland. 21212. And their lineup includes Monday night, motivational Mondays. Tuesday, game and movie night. Wednesday, Christian authors on tour. Good stuff. Thursday, DJ, music videos, sing-along. Showcase of talent. Friday, old school DJ and music dance parties. Saturday and Sunday, special events. Days are open till middle. My goodness. Give me a call if you like to book something special at 210-302-2737. Or email me at StephenConsultant@gmail.com. Also, August 11th, clear your calendar. Matter of fact, just turn off the wall because the Newsom Gospel Awards will be here in Baltimore. August 11th at the Tax Arena. You want to be a sponsor? Get your name out. You want to be a vendor? Good God Almighty. Give me a call at 410-302-2737. And email Stephen Turner at Consultant. Stephen Turner Consultant @gmail.com. And I'll make it happen for you. Okay, that song was by my good friend of the DWGN Gospel Network, Dr. Bert Cross, a musical mastermind. He wrote the song is called On Top of the Hill, and I'm very jealous that he wrote it. I wish I had written it, but no, he wrote it. Okay, we're back. Elevation Radio 1 with my great guest, Sir Lamar Callahan. And, I don't allow many people to use my name because my name is Lamar, too. And when I first saw it, I was like, how dare he use my name without my consent? But after talking to you, I said, he's okay. One of the brothers. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All righty. Let me see. Let me ask you a question. Do you have any classes on theology?
Yes, sir, we do. That class, we have a lot of classes. In fact, our theology class is, I'm trying to get to it. It's Tuesday, and it's Tuesdays at 6 p.m., and it's taught by Dr. Yahya Shear.
Dr. Yahya Shear.
Tuesdays, yes. Now, understand this is 6 p.m. Eastern Time Zone. One of the things about our website is that when you open it up to your class, to online classes, it always shows the time zone in which you are in.
Okay.
So if you are in the Pacific time zone, it's going to show for the Pacific time zone. If you're in Brazil or wherever you are, it'll always show your local time zone, which is a beautiful function of our website.
That's fantastic.
So you'll never be confused.
Well, all right. I wish people could act that way, but okay. And so, well, have mercy. I was going to ask you, now, if you take a theology class or whatever, are there certificates? Is this accredited under the Maryland State Board of Education? Is it college credits? I mean, what's going on?
No, we're just tutoring classes. If I was to go ahead and set up an accreditation, then we would actually have to become a school. And I didn't want to do that because I just didn't want to take that step. Maybe in the future I may be called to do that, but at this point we're just looking to be tutors. And the next step, if I'm led to do it, is to do college courses. But I'm not at that point about becoming accredited and becoming an actual school.
Well, when you get there, sir, because I believe you possibly will be going there. When you get there, just don't forget me.
Yes, sir.
Call me and let me know.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
And so let me say this. Let me again. I said I challenged the mayor, and so let me. I need some help in challenging the mayor. I need listeners. Even if you don't live here, you can still email Brandon BRANDON M Scott SCOTT at BaltimoreCity.gov, and let them know that you have heard about a new offering that can help our students. Hey, you want them to invest in it. Get off your lazy rear and invest in our children. Yeah. And if he doesn't answer you, then strategically move to his director of scheduling, which is Shanice, SHENISE, Taylor -Bush at BaltimoreCity.gov. That's who controls his scheduling. And if there's any reason that she doesn't respond because she's half asleep, then go to Shazia, CHEZIA, I don't know what that means. T as in Tom, .Cager, CAGER. Yes, Shazia Taylor at BaltimoreCity.gov. Chief of Staff controls all the staff. And that number, or his number, or her number, is 410, never know nowadays, is 410-396-4876, 396-4876. Light up the phone lines. Yeah, send emails, massive emails, and wake them up. They sleep down there to the will of the citizens. And tell them this is what you want, this is what you need. Do your job before we replace you. Yeah. And actually invest in tutorsforyou.org. Yeah, so.
I would honestly, I love that line because Tutors for You is a 501c3 nonprofit, and we do take donations. And so
that's right.
While you're looking to donate or looking just to help out a cause,
that's right.
We do take donations. And so our donations are tax deductible, which means that, tax time is coming up, but we are a tax deductible organization, which means that you will be able to receive a tax break on your taxes.
That makes sense. That's logical. Dr. Callahan, it makes sense to do something like this is worthy to invest in our children rather than, you don't know anything about this, so you're harmless, rather than put millions of dollars from the CARES Act program into a shell, into a Ponzi, which is called Safe Streets, where the operation is never open. They don't do anything at all. Yet they keep getting money from the mayor. And I wonder how many people are related to him in positions of high authority. We need some real work done. Okay, so take some of that money and put it where we want you to put it at, because you work for us. Yeah, we're your bosses. Okay, and put it in tutorsforyou.org. Put it in the Baltimore Child Response Team that really does work, and none of that fake stuff that Safe Streets does. I'm calling you out and challenging you straight up, okay, because people are tired of being living in fear, tired of dying, tired of seeing their loved ones being killed, tired of seeing their kids actually being destroyed, and being passed. They do this here, Dr. Callahan. They pass the students on from grade to grade. as long as they've got like 50%, that's what it's called, come into class, or 50% of some grades, and if you score a 50, you can be passed on. I'm prepared for life. I'm prepared to read. I'm prepared to run a family. I'm prepared for anything that is successful. That's what they want. And the culprits look like us. Can you believe that?
Right. Well, that's interesting. When you talk about being prepared, that's one of the reasons why we have the Money 101 class. That's why we have the early childhood education class. These are some of the classes that we have to prepare people, because some people are not ready to have children. You know, you can, do the do, but not be ready or responsible for the child. And I'm not trying to call out anybody, but when I was in school, many moons ago, we used to have a class called Home Economics where you took care of an egg. And so we have a very capable teacher that teaches people, male and female, how to care for a child while they're still a child. And she does a wonderful job, a very wonderful job on teaching children or youngsters how to care for a child so that when you do have a child, you're prepared. So, but I encourage all those listeners from across the country, if you have a school system that your child is having a hard time, please come to tutorsforyou.org and let your school system know. You know, talk to the teachers. Let them know that there is help for your child. You do not have to bend to the will of spending $30 or more for a tutor. Where are you going to find a tutor that's going to charge you $5 and still get a top-level teacher for a tutor? Not a high school student, not a college student, but an experienced teacher. I repeat, our teachers or our tutors have over, on average, 10 years experience in the classroom. Teachers that have 30 years experience or better, and some of our teachers have PhDs.
Well, that's awesome, and I think that I'll be sending this program to many folk, posting it all over social media, and they need to spread the word and let folks know we don't have to be bothered with impotent, insufficient prisoner pipeline nonsense. We can actually do greater work than these, and even some of the teachers can offer this to their students as a solution. Because if you're not catching in the class, then you need extra work. And I needed extra work when I was a youth, way back in the day. When I went to Edgewood Elementary, my mother didn't like the way my handwriting looked. So she came to the school. That's important. Parents need to come to school. And she said, if you have to keep him back in terms of keep him after class and make him write until he improves, then you have my permission to do it. And if he acts up, that was another thing. Let me tell you this school story real quick, Dr. Callahan. I was sitting in class at Edgewood Elementary, School 67, in the hood, and we were looking at the teacher. He was teaching something, and a woman came in, and the teacher asked her, who are you? She said, I'm Stanley's mother. That was one of my friends, and he got all petrified. So she said, I understand that he's not acting right. He's misbehaving. This is way back in the day. And he said, teacher said, well, that's right. He is misbehaving. She said, come on up here, Stanley. Take your pants down and lay across this table. And she commenced to giving him the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 there with a leather strap. we laughed, Dr. Callahan. I laughed so hard I was gagging. I laughed so hard I had tears coming to my eyes because he was getting beat publicly. I almost fell off my chair laughing. I put my finger and I laughed until I looked over to the right and I saw another lady walking in. And so I said, "Oh my God, who in the world is that?" She said, "Yeah, laughing now, but you're next." Oh my Lord, scary. So, I'll tell you, I was still traumatized over the whole situation. But anyway, is that you go to school? I never forget this. You go to school to learn. That's what I hear her say. God rest her soul. You go to school to learn. I'm not paying for you to go to school and act up and be a class clown. You go to school and get your education. I didn't know how valuable it was. Yeah. And I found out on some jobs, your report card, even from elementary school, is still being considered for as employment consideration by employers.
Yes.
Wow.
It was when I was joining the Air Force, I was told that they went as far back as my second grade teacher in doing my my background check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So, that's something right there.
Yes.
That's makes your mouth drop open. Listen, I want to say that you say you went to the Air Force.
Yes, sir.
Is that right? Thank you for your service,
sir.
But I forgive you for going to the Air Force because I went into the Marine Corps. Different dog, simplify.
Okay.
And so
simplify. Thank you for your service.
Not a problem, sir. And then I served the streets here in Baltimore City as a police officer for 5 years. And this is the urban warfare. And we've seen some things. Whole life's been in government service at some point.
Bet.
Whether it be federal, state, or municipality. And, it's amazing. If the idea of serving is just antiquated, sometimes you serve and you get low pay. So, oh my God. Sometimes you serve and you don't get appreciated for what you're doing. Some people don't appreciate what you did until later on in life. Oh my God, I really appreciate my teacher. Really appreciate the guy that helped me, the mayor's office. That was me. Find that job. I wish I knew where he was. It's too late now. But as long as you got what you need to get, I'm willing to sacrifice. And now sacrifice for the community as an activist pastor. And that's what somebody called me. They kind of treat me like I'm some kind of novelty, as one pastor said. Oh, I know you. I've heard of you. You're that pastor that's an activist. That's so cute. No, that's not cute, sir. That's what you should be doing. You should be getting out of the church and doing some work. How about that? But they will come down to the mayor's office and get some pancakes and breakfast, and they did that for Catherine Pugh and trying to get, she tried to get money from them, and they volunteered their congregants' money. They sure weren't giving them no money out of their pocket. This is how this city works.
Right.
Lord help us today. Oh my goodness! If I keep messing around in the preaching, and I'm not trying to preach today, I'm just trying to be the host of this here podcast and talking to my good friend, Professor. I got a lot of titles for you, sir, because when you help people in the community, I give you a title. Yes, sir. You're healing people.
Well, I have taught college, but I would not consider myself a professor. But I do have passion for teaching and helping, and that for me is part of being a servant to God. But let me be clear, though, is for me, I am a man of faith, but ASA is not a religious organization.
Okay.
That's where I draw my power or my faith and my strength is through God. But the organization is not a religious organization.
When you say ASA, what are you saying?
African Supporting Africans Corp.
Can you say it again?
African Supporting Africans Corp.
Can you say it one more time because they might catch it?
Africans Supporting Africans Corp.
Okay, if we did that, my goodness, we could take over the world.
Right. But understand, though, when I mean Africans, I'm speaking of everybody in the world, because we all come from the continent. And that's what I was alluding to earlier when I was talking about the poem, is that we all come from the continent, and we're all Africans. We all come from the continent from one direction or another. It's just our skin color is different. And so we're all human, and that makes up humanity. And I couldn't come up with a name called Humanity Supporting Humanity. I thought that was just too generic. But I'm looking at, like you had said earlier, as being a very uniting the world and maybe being utopian. I don't know. But that's what I was called to call the company, is Africans supporting Africans. And it's going to take time to educate everybody. But I have the time, Lord willing.
All right. Well, I understand that this is not a Christian organization per se, but you do have some religious roots, don't you?
Oh, yes. I certainly have religious roots.
I didn't forget, sir.
No. Yeah.
So,
I certainly have religious roots.
What was your father?
Well, my dad, because I call no man on earth father, but my dad's a minister. I have an uncle who was a minister. My grandmother used to build churches in Oakland. I have an aunt who was a missionary in Haiti. My grandfather was one of the most powerful men in the Zion Church in California. And I've always been in the church, When you grow up in the church, it's when you grow up in the church, it's hard to leave it. It's hard to leave it. I've been in the fishbowl my whole life. So when
may
I
say,
about,
sir, that you? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's no problem. May I say that the generational impartation is still alive, because what you're doing is outpost outreach, which is fantastic. This is still ministry, sir. God has tricked you again.
Yes, sir.
Like he's done me.
Oh, no trick. Yes. Oh, I don't consider this a trick. I consider it a blessing. And for me personally, I haven't had a bad day in 9 years.
I remember that.
I have not had a single bad day in 9 years.
Oh, ready. Well, I think
it's a blessing.
Yes, sir. I'm looking out my office window, and I hear the sounds of heavy thunder. I think we've conjured up some anger somewhere, some kind of something is happening. Serious storms are coming. And when you talk truth, sometimes this is what happens.
Right.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
I pray that you be safe while you're outside.
Well, no,
I won't
outside,
tease you, but we have beautiful skies out here in Tampa.
Oh, see, that's not right, sir. It's not right. It's all right.
Beautiful skies.
We can walk the streets without being afraid of alligators.
That's true. That's true.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's true. As well as big snakes.
Oh my God, I can't deal with that. I remember I told you what happened when I was at the hotel in Palm Bay, Florida. I was walking on the front of the hotel, and so I said, "Oh my God, look at that!" And I looked around, it was like a big alligator. I'm like, "Oh my God!" I ran, and I didn't stop running until I crossed the highway. I kept running into the shopping center. I kept running to the super Walmart. Somebody said, "This is what they have down here." I'm like, I need to get out of here, because these reptiles, boy, they're very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Oh yes.
Yes, it did.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't play around when I see an alligator. I stay in the car. I stay far away from them.
I tell you, and don't try to run them over either with a car because that's not going to work either.
Oh, no.
Right. Damage your axles.
Mess up your tires.
Yeah. That's a speed bump you don't want to deal with. Yeah. All right. Well, as we deal with spiritual layways, when you treat God's children correctly, Lord have mercy, because that's what Christ said to the disciples when they were trying to keep the kids from him in the Bible, and they said, "Don't worry, the master, he's busy." And he said, basically, shut up. Send these kids over here. Suffer not the children to come unto me. For such is the kingdom of God. And so God loves the children. When you, whoever you are, politician, businessman, drag queen, whomever you are, when you mess with God's children, He's going to pay. He takes it personal. He's going to get you back. He's going to punish you unless you repent. And if you are purposely ruining the lives of children in this city for education on purpose, withdrawing their benefits and blocking them from success and trying to get them to go into jail cells on purpose so you can get paid, God himself is going to come visit you. And that's a fact.
Yes.
All right, I hear the storm coming, I hear the wind blowing, and the thunder rolling. Next thing will be lightning. So I respect God, so I'm going to have to end this early. We only have 3 minutes and 4 seconds anyway. I learned this from my mother. She said, cut everything off. I don't know if you did, but I still live under that rule there. I can almost hear her voice now. You don't play with God. And I just want to
no, you
say
don't.
that to...
I know I don't.
No, I'll tell you, wise men don't do that. And so, okay, my screen just went dark. So let me say this to the elected officials here in the city. Stop playing with God's people. Stop playing with God's children. Stop playing with God's seniors. And basically, when you do that, and if you don't give unto the poor, it says, whoever gives unto the poor lendeth unto the Lord. And if you don't do that, stop making the poor suffer. Stop harassing the poor and the homeless. Unless God himself will visit you, and it ain't going to be pretty. So on that note, we thank you, Professor Lamar Callahan.
Thank you for
having me. When I heard
me.
Lamar, I know you were okay, sir. I know you were okay. Your name is Lamar. You okay, sir? God bless you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's no problem. Thank you for classing up our program. And have a wonderful day. And to our listeners, God bless you. As I always say, keep your head up. Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Take care.
Hello?